Hello everyone. If you've ever crunched into an almond, it may be hard to imagine the journey that the little nut took from an orchard to your table. So in today's video, we'll understand the process of almond farming and see how modern technology cultivates and harvests almonds. Almonds are the edible seeds of Prunus dulcis, more commonly known as the almond tree. One of the earliest domesticated fruit trees, almond trees were initially native to Iran and the Middle East. Today, the United States makes up 57% of the world's almond production, which reached 4.1 million tons in 2020. Other major contributors include Spain and Australia. Within the US, California produces 100% of the country's commercial supply and 80% of the world's almonds. The reason is quite simple. The region provides an ideal Mediterranean climate alongside a well-developed water infrastructure to produce 2.8 billion pounds of almonds annually. In 2016, the total value of shelled almonds exported by the US was $3.2 billion. In 2019, this number increased to $4.9 billion, with Californian almonds exported to China, India, and the European Union. So it shouldn't be surprising that almonds are one of California's most valuable agricultural products, with at least 1.25 million acres reserved for the crop's commercial cultivation. To understand how Californian farmers cultivate and harvest almonds, let's first take a look at the annual almond life cycle, which has several interesting stages and an abundance of beauty. Now, we know that California experiences cool, wet winters between November and January, so almond trees remain dormant during this period. However, it's still significant in the life cycle because the trees store rainwater and nutrients for the upcoming growing season. By the end of the dormancy period, farmers can identify buds emerging from tree branches, which brings us to the next phase, called the bloom phase. This is where the almond life cycle starts in its truest essence. Between mid-February and mid-March, farmers need to ensure that the emerging buds successfully turn into white and light pink blooms. This process happens with the help of honeybees that pollinate around blossoms by moving pollen between the different tree varieties grown within each orchard. For this reason, you'd notice several beekeepers bringing their hives into the orchards during this 1-month period. Once the bees have pollinated the almonds, they're used to pollinate more than 90 other crops in different locations across the US, and in the end, they're used to produce honey. From March to June, almond kernels go through the next few stages of growth to reach full maturity. Meanwhile, the shell continues hardening around it as each kernel grows to its full size. During this time, farmers have the option to harvest green almonds, which can be best described as raw almonds having a fuzzy outer hull and a velvety texture. Green almonds have numerous health benefits, but they're only available for a short 6 to 8 week time frame, approximately 2 months earlier than regular almonds. During this growth stage, farmers also start irrigating the orchards as soon as the spring rains stop, so that the growing crop receives a consistent water supply. According to the Almond Board of California, farmers are instructed to follow several sustainability strategies. According to the board's website, sustainable almond farming utilizes production practices that are economically viable and are based upon scientific research, common sense, and a respect for the environment, neighbors, and employees. The result is a plentiful, nutritious, and safe food product. Approximately 7,600 Californian farmers utilize sustainable agricultural practices that include specific irrigation guidelines, use of waste biomass as co-products, use of solar energy, and focus on tree and soil health and food safety. Once the growth phase ends in July, almond hulls crack open, exposing the almond shell and allowing the inside to fully dry. But the almonds are not ready to harvest until the hull opens completely and develops a straw yellow color. The harvesting season starts in August and continues until October. This is the time when you'd observe several mechanical shakers around the almond trees. Mechanical tree shakers are harvesting equipment that uses a hydraulic cylinder to apply a series of vibrations to a tree trunk, shaking it vigorously and ultimately causing the fruit to fall. At this stage, farmers have to be extra careful to not damage any part of the almond trees, since the trees start building the pieces that will become the next year's crop. Once the almonds fall to the ground, they're left to dry under the sun for 7 to 10 days. Then a sweeper machine sweeps the dried almonds into rows, before a harvester or pickup machine vacuums the nuts into a cart, preparing them for the next stage of their journey. The harvesting process takes much longer than you'd expect, since it happens 2 to 3 times per orchard. Farmers have to ensure that each almond variety is harvested separately and reaches the next destination without getting mixed up. After harvest, almonds go through an extensive shelling process, which takes place in a sheller facility. Most of these sheller facilities have multiple rollers. Almond kernels pass through these rollers, which actively remove the hull and the shell, leaving just the seed. This process also cleans the seed by removing all debris and dirt from the orchard. As mentioned before, almond farmers in California follow sustainability practices and a zero-waste approach, so everything removed from the rollers is put to good use. For instance, hulls are utilized as dairy feed, while almond shells are used as livestock bedding. Once the almonds are shelled, they go through a processor for sizing, before being stored in controlled conditions to maintain their quality. Finally, the last stage happens when the stored almonds are either sent out for delivery or undergo further processing to produce different forms of almonds. Almonds are enjoyed in many ways, occasions, and locations. They are extremely versatile, with many culinary uses. From whole almonds to blanched, sliced, and diced ones, restaurants around the world utilize these nutrient-dense seeds to elevate the flavor and texture of various dishes. Cuisines from all over the world, including French, Greek, Italian, Indian, and Arabian cuisine, utilize almonds as a key component in many dishes. Almonds are also a central ingredient in many desserts, including cookies, cakes, pudding, and pastries. Since the 19th century, almonds have been used to make almond flour, butter, and paste, also known as marzipan. Meanwhile, almond milk serves as an alternative to dairy milk, often consumed by vegans and those with lactose intolerance. Another important use of almonds is the production of almond oil, which is loaded with vitamin E and antioxidants. For centuries, it's been used to treat skin conditions like eczema and psoriasis, as well as to improve hair health. According to research, almond oil can improve heart health, stabilize blood sugar, and act as a source of monosaturated fats that help your body absorb vitamins A, D, and K. Speaking of health benefits, almonds on their own are packed with powerful plant-based nutrients. A 1-ounce serving of almonds contains 6 grams of protein, 3.5 grams of dietary fiber, 9 grams of monosaturated fat, and a substantial amount of vitamin B, vitamin E, and the essential minerals calcium, copper, iron, magnesium, manganese, phosphorus, and zinc. Almonds also contain anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, thereby reducing oxidative stress in the body, which can be a major contributor to early signs of aging and cancer. Based on their high vitamin E content, almonds can lower rates of heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease, which are just a few of the many benefits of vitamin E. As mentioned before, almonds contain a high amount of magnesium, a mineral that many people don't get enough of. According to numerous studies, a consistent intake of magnesium may help prevent metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes. Adequate magnesium intake has also been linked to improved blood sugar management in people with diabetes and a decrease in insulin resistance among people with and without diabetes. Almonds can also help manage blood pressure, lower LDL cholesterol, and increase fullness, which prevents overeating and promotes weight loss. Overall, almonds can be an excellent addition to your diet, and even a small serving can make a big difference. That's a wrap for the extensive process of almond farming. What are your thoughts on the cultivation and harvesting of this all-important crop? Let us know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.